All right, on today's 30-minute mechanic, it's distributor day. We're gonna show you some stuff about distributors. It's a little distributor tech episode, and a cool, handy little tool that I made to check some stuff on a distributor. So buckle up, let's go. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Finally get the distributor. It has, we're going to take this loom off. Chunk that over there. This is a regular Duraspark style distributor. Big cap model. Got a big rotor. Magnetic pickup in here, just like an MSD. Got 3 wires. One of them's a ground and the other 2 are the magnetic pickup. One's orange and one's purple. We got orange and green over there. So orange and green and purple go together, I believe. No, we got orange and purple over there. Yeah, orange and purple. Yeah, all right. I'm not stupid. Basically, we're going to take this connector off, and I mean, look, I've stepped up in the world. Look at this. I have weather pack connectors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Ford style connector off. I'm going to put a weather pack connector on there. Probably use one of these 3 ones. So I have all three wires, and I can actually ground that one. Sometimes people don't jack with that one. They just leave it. But since I have a 3 connector, I'm going to go ahead and make a 3 deal here, and we'll ground it to the block somewhere, maybe to where the coil's mounted, somewhere over there. But we're not doing that just yet. Okay. Now I told you I made a cool tool. This is the cool tool. This is a 3D printed little deal with little teeth on it. Let me get a little closer. You can kind of see. You can see it. I got holes in it. I started to do holes in it. I decided teeth were better. So there's teeth in these. And each edge of the tooth is 4 degrees. It's 360 degrees in a circle. Each tooth is 4 degrees wide. So you got 4, and then the notch is 4. So wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. Each one's 4. Okay. I did all the math on this earlier. Now I've completely forgot. Okay, what we do with this is I probably should tighten up my. I'm telling you. Said it once. I'll say it again. If you don't have a workmate, you need a workmate. It's even got a notch right there. Okay. Clamp our distributor. Let's make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Clamp our distributor in there. Basically, we just want to hold the shaft steady so we can cycle our mechanical advance. Spring loaded. You can just wiggle it with your fingers. Now what we do is we take our little cap piece that I made and snap it on. Snap it on in place of the cap. And now we've got these little teeth in here we can mark with. And so I'm going to get my readers out for this part. So, and I put a little clip in here. I don't know if I need the clip or not. The first time I did this, I didn't use the clip. What I do with my little tool, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to just grab you and hold the camera so you can see this a little better. Or maybe I can get closer and zoom in. Let's try that. Right about there. Let's zoom in. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So basically, I'll just put me a mark right there on that tooth. There's a tooth right there. And I just line that up on there, and I hold the housing steady. And then I just rotate the rotor, and I count how many teeth it moved. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth. Straight up 4. So that'd be 4, 8, 12, 16. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that moved 16 degrees. So that means my mechanical advance in there is 16 degrees. Okay, I'll zoom you back out. Now you can take the distributor apart and come up with all these. Whoa, almost dropped my camera. And come up with all these. Come up with the numbers. Zoom back out just a little more. You can take it apart and measure the slot in there. And then that's all it is, just a little plastic ring. Bolts in there. You have to pull everything apart and get to the advance mechanism down below. To measure the slot and see how much advance. I mean, or you could put it in the car and test it. Okay, so this has got 16. So that means that's 16 distributor degrees. It's not 16 crank. You got to multiply that times 2. Now, in Duraspark talk, that would be a 16L slot. The slots on the, matter of fact, I'll grab one and show you. Time out. Time in. Okay, what I've got here is, this is what I'm talking about on the inside the distributor. It's down in there. That's where the rotor seats. This is down underneath the plate. There's numbers on these stamped in them right there. And that says, good grief, I can't read it. Where's my glasses? This one is an 18L and a 13L. Okay, so, like, see, that says 13L, maybe upside down. That references how many degrees advance that this has, distributor degrees, 13 degrees of distributor advance for that width of a slot. You look at this side, it's an 18L. Notice the slot is much wider. Now, they come in all kinds. I mean, this is a 13 and 18. You can weld these up so you have less, and you just have to measure the slot in order to get it the right width. So guys will weld this up and then turn it back to be whatever width they need for the desired advance. So you have to take that number for crankshaft degrees. You take that 13 degrees. Let's see if I can get that. Take that 13 and multiply that times 2. So that's 26. So that represents 26 degrees of mechanical advance at the crankshaft, which is really the only number we deal with when we're setting the timing on them is crankshaft degrees. So the 13 will be 26 degrees at the crankshaft. Now I just measured this one. I just measured this one to be 16 degrees. So that would be 32 degrees of mechanical advance at the crankshaft, which is way, way too much for this car. Today, I'm not going to get into tearing this thing apart to change that. I really want to get my connector changed, and I really just want to stab it in the car, because I can take all that stuff apart when it's in there and change the slot, adjust the slot, whatever it needs to be. I can do that while it's in the car. Today, I want to get my connector changed and get it stabbed in the car and see if we actually have spark now that we've done all this stuff. But that's my handy little tool. I'm actually going to make a revised one, I think, that has a movable, like you line it up on a tooth, and it has a movable slider, so you can rotate it and it'll push it, and then you can just count over. I think I may try that, although this one works pretty good. I mean, you just got to hold it still, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's. I mean, you can check as many times as you want, whatever. And I probably need to change the springs in there to be a little lighter so it'll advance sooner. All right, moving on. All right, got our. Really need my little tiny screwdriver is what I need. There it is. Got our weather pack connectors here. I'm going to put the male connector here. I'm going to put it on the distributor side. So we need to snip these guys off. Let's see. Let's chop them about right there. That was not very good. Those cutters aren't the best. Okay, we'll set that over there. Or what? There's 2 oranges. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? I thought one of them was purple. That one is purple. What? Orange, orange, purple. Holy smokes, which one went where? Disaster. Didn't realize there's, I mean, look at that. There's 2 wires with orange stripes on them and 1 purple. Great. I don't know which one's which. Oh, I do too. Hang on. I think. Should be able to. One of these oranges is going to have continuity to that guy. That one does. That one does not. Okay. Let me double check that. Okay. That one doesn't. So this one is my ground. Right there. Tuck him out of the way for a second. These 2, since they're on a coil, they should probably be. No, they'll have some resistance, right? I said things so wiggly I can't get a hold of it. Yep. Okay. Okay. Those are my 2 coil ones that are connected to my coil, and then that's the ground. Why would they use the same kind of wire? Just pay attention, James. Pay attention. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to strip these guys. Strip them back. I have no idea if my camera is anywhere. Oh yeah, look at that. It's anywhere in frame on my camera. It is. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which one goes where. Actually, well, no. Doesn't. Need 3 of these little guys. 1, 2, 3. And I need 3 of the pointy ones. Pointy, pointy, pointy. 1, 2, and 3. I got this kit off of Amazon, just 20 bucks, which seemed like a really, kind of a really good deal. All right. We're going to go slip that little guy on there like that. Maybe. Come on. It fits kind of snug. We'll do this one too while we're doing. All right. We got our pointy one here. I'm going to solder them. I tried to do these on another deal and not solder them, and that didn't work. They just pulled straight out. So I'm going to crimp this carefully. Both ways. We're going to get our solder here. Move that out of the way. Little solder action. You ever been around somebody that says sorter? Sorter that. Cracks me up. Okay. Soldered. Sorter it. It's kind of hot. Then we take our little seal and slide it forward. And then we get our little crimpy doos here. Come on. Those to overlap. Oh, no, that's right. Thought I screwed up for a second. Okay, that one's done. Seals, crimpy dude on there. Let's do the next one. Orange, ground, purple. Let's do that. And then all we do is stick them in the connector. I almost say collector. Orange goes in. Come on, get in there. Purple goes in this one. Maybe. Come on. Slide in. I want you to go. What's happening? There it goes. And I like to take my little tiny screwdriver and make sure those are tucked in good. Okay. We got one more. This will be our ground. Snap that down, and we're done. Look at that. I could even get our little piece of loom might actually be the right length this now. That came with it. Look at that. Perfect. There's a connector on there. Now we're going to need one on the other end of this deal. Two of these are for my spark box, and one is for tachometer. We're going to leave the tach one long. Well, no, actually, we probably should check. Really, I'm going to make all of these, three of these the same length. That'll plug in there. Green. Well, I'm going to hold off on green. Green will get a single. These two will get a double. They might get a triple. I might put the 3 on here. I got to put a 3 on there because I got to connect to that. Yeah. Okay, got this end about done. I need to do a black wire still, but I wanted to show you this. What I like to do is so I don't screw up is I like to take the connector so I get my wire colors right. Just slip it together. That way you go, okay. Crud, that's hooked. You go, okay, orange is in that one. And purple's in that one. That way, if you've got a bunch of them, like some of these connectors have a whole bunch of pins, 5 or 6. If you just plug them together, then you won't screw up and accidentally get them mixed up and then have to pull them out. And because they're kind of a pain to pull out. They gave you little tools in there to undo the pins, but they don't work as well as you would hope they would. Now I'm going to get a black wire and make one for that ground. Hold on. Okay, got us a black one. I'm just going to add it to our connector here. I think it's snipped right in. Look at that. Click it down. Okay, that part of that one's done. Really, I'm going to see where this green one ends up in relation to my tack wire real fast. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this one off about the same length, so I have a single connector over here for my tack lead in my box here. So, probably about right there. Put that over there, strip this real fast. Stripped. We're done. Okay, here we are back. Here we are back over at the car. That's our tack lead I was talking about. We can pull the old TFI distributor out. All right, now we want to figure something out. Where's my cap? These dudes. These things have a 1. You can see that there's a 1 already marked on them. So that's where we're going to put. That's where we're going to put number 1. You're number 1. Let me find my Sharpie and put a Sharpie mark on the body so I know exactly where 1 is. 1 is right here. Okay. I know where 1 is supposed to be. And as always, lube it up. Put your goo on the things that are gonna move. With your Stay Lube. Extreme Pressure Anti-Seize Engine Assembly Lube, CRC. I like that stuff. Okay, see if we can stab this thing and get that dude pointed at number 1. Man, that is tight. Not that much. Yeah. That is going to be a problem. Was not expecting my vacuum advance to smash into my. We may have to adjust where 1 is going to be. So we can put our vacuum advance on the other side here. And we got some wiggle. Come on. Turn back a notch. That go down? There we go. Okay. That gives us some room to play a little bit. Yeah. A little bit. I don't know. We're going to call one. Which way is that? It's backwards. Well, what the heck? It's almost right. Can't turn it anymore that way. Look at that. Springy. Maybe add down there, we're at 0. Tell you what, we're just gonna leave it right there. We may have to back it up a tooth to get it. Wow, this is snug. I have to back it up a tooth to get. It may have too much advance right now, but we will cross that bridge in a little bit, maybe. And that sits considerably lower than the old HEI unit. Okay. Snap you down. Maybe. Hello. There we go. There. Okay. Now, where's our cord we made? Here's our cable connector. Goes that way. Maybe. Is that how it works? Come on. There it goes. Yeah. That's what we want. And then this one plugs in down here. Okay, all that's connected. The exception of our ground lead here. We'll end up tucking that back in. Coil goes to coil. Okay, let's put some plug wires on it. I'm about out of time for today. And we'll get as far as we can go. I was going to get a battery, but I'm just about out of time for today. So I would like to get my tack lead connector done. That way I've got everything wired up. So let's do it real fast. And then I'll be finished. And we'll fire it up tomorrow. All right, that's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. Got our distributor stabbed. May have to bump it a tooth. I don't know. But we got, man, we had all kinds of good tech stuff about mechanical advance and the little tool I made to advance it, to check the advance. It's going to have too much because 32 degrees of crank degrees is way too much for this. This thing needs 32 degrees of total timing, not advance. So we're going to have to modify that, but I'll show you that in a future video. Check out the description. Check out my friends' channels. But for now, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.